Greetings, everyone. This is like, I'm trying to make this video and I keep getting all these interruptions, so hopefully I can get this out and be done with it. Okay, so we are on NACA video phase 2, okay? Phase 2 is your intake session with your housing counselor. So once you go to the workshop, they give you the details of the program. You get assigned a member ID. You submit your documents, all the things that you need to submit. At least that's what I did because I went to the one-day event. Then I made an appointment with my local chapter, I guess you want to say, to meet with my counselor. So that one was pretty much, it was about an hour, maybe two long, maybe an hour. I got there, she went over my credit report. She saw a few things that I needed to take care of, which I was already aware of. And basically, she details how much you should, how much you a roundabout would qualify for. She or he will detail like all your action items. So this is, I'll give you a brief. This is my action item, okay? Well, action plan, excuse me. So I have a few pages, which it shows the next appointment, it shows my name, my NACA ID, it shows the email. So there's an email address that you can send or upload all your documents to, which I found to be very, very helpful. Because imagine, like, if you go on that website, if you've ever been, it's not really that user-friendly, in my opinion, and I'm pretty, I would say, computer savvy. So yeah, I found this to be a lot easier. You just can't send a lot of documents. You can't send your whole package in one. So a best practice I would recommend, what I did was, let's say I had my tax information, my tax return, my W-2, and my tax transcripts, and let's just say it was less than, I forgot what the how much you're supposed to send, but I sent those two because you have to have 2 years, 2 years of taxes. So I sent that to the email and I put in the subject line what it was. Then I did that for my bank statements and I did that for my pay stubs, so it wasn't like, which documents did I already send, like it can get confusing. So I would recommend uploading your documents, naming them. I know that might be a little tedious and long, but naming them accordingly. So if it's pay stub for, yesterday, you put that date. If it's pay stub for the, 2 weeks from before or whatever, you put that date so that you don't have to be like, well, which is which, because those types of things will make you frustrated and you will get unorganized. And one thing about NACA, you do not want to be unorganized. They're already unorganized for you, so you don't want to add to the unorganization. So you want to make sure you do as best of a job as you possibly can. So what else? So I got there, basically went over what I need to go over. I had to write letters of explanation. In my other video, I show you my binder, how I organized my LOEs, my pay stubs, all of that. So it's best to just be as organized as possible. Bring as much documentation as possible. Don't feel like they're invading you, because you're basically asking them for, let's say, $200,000. And if you have crappy credit, let them have as much information as they need. And that's no disrespect, but that's usually why people come through NACA. you know, and that's no shade. That's just what it is. But there are other benefits, like I said, the interest rate. However, because of such there's a lot to expect or deal with when it comes to that program. Most people with, let's say, an 800 credit score, why would they go through that? You know, it just doesn't make sense. They would just go through a regular conventional loan and be closed in 40 days. So anyway, so that was it. I will say some feedback if anybody from NACA is listening or watching. The unprofessionalism there needs to improve. I got there, and right away, this counselor was a little, I would just say, unprofessional. And I don't know her, you know, maybe she had a bad day. I'm trying to be understanding, but I just didn't like the vibe I got there, and I'm really discerning, so I didn't like that. And then to boot, to prove what I'm saying, when I asked her how she came up with the amount of money, because I have my mortgage calculator, and again, I'm good with numbers, so I was able to see there was a discrepancy in what she gave me versus what the calculator said. So when I asked her that, her response was, I don't have time to go over that. I have to go to lunch. I haven't even been to lunch. Now, a person like myself, you know, I had to keep my peace, but how dare you speak in that manner? You know, I'm working hard. I have 2 children. I'm doing the best that I can, and I just had a general question. And I understand, you know, they're overworked or whatever, but I think it's just they may need some professional training, and that's it. I mean, that's just what it is. So that's my feedback there. And to add to that, I was supposed to have my appointment, my follow-up, because every item on here, if you see, I highlighted it, everything. And I checked them off, so some of them I didn't highlight, but I have everything that she asked for. Everything. I've met every requirement. So in my mind, I had an appointment on Monday, and I'm ready to go. I'm excited, and I took the day off because I have children in daycare and school, you know, and I wanted to be prepared. I have to do the logistics. Any mom knows you have to think, okay, how am I going to do this? Especially when my appointment's in the evening. If it's during the day, it's no big deal. But I had to go get them earlier. I had to plan that, I should say. Go get them early, bring them home. You know, do I bring them with me? You know, just trying to figure out day to day. And I'm not complaining. That's just how parents have to do things. But I was met with an email that basically said it was canceled due to her being ill. Again, I'm not insensitive to it. I get that. But what I feel NACA needs to do is put in place, if that happens, have a remote counselor, have a secondary counselor available, because you don't know, I'm traveling 40 minutes away just to be there, took the day off, got to figure out all this stuff, only to not even go. And then I even I called the office and instead of them being able to take over and say, okay, you can come in tomorrow and meet with another person, they said, no, you have to wait for her to come in and reschedule you. So I said, well, when do you expect that? And their response was, she should be back tomorrow. So I happen to take off today because my job is, I can work from home. I'm flexible, but I also just took a vacation day because working from home is different. So anyway, long story short, I'm waiting. I said, let me give her an opportunity to make up for the loss, because, you know. So I waited and waited and waited. Of course, I didn't get anything. I didn't get an email. I didn't get a reschedule. I didn't get jack. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I have already transferred to a remote counselor. I'm no longer interested in dealing with that part of it. So that is where I stand. That's my status. I'm in phase 2, and I have to wait to be assigned the remote counselor. It takes a couple of days, they told me. I went through member services. If you want to know how to do that, you have to ask the local office. I spoke to the man up front. He said he will release me, and he sent me back to member services, who then assigns me somebody remotely. So that I feel like is the best option, just due to the attitude and other things. But join our Facebook group. Me and another YouTuber on YouTube, we created a Facebook group to kind of vent and talk and refer and fellowship, and especially here in Atlanta. So definitely join the group. Feel free. We're all forging ahead in our own ways. She actually just got her application submitted to underwriting, and she came into the process, or started her process, in January. So everybody is different. So don't take what I'm saying as the Bible. Just take it as something to consider in this process. But again, everybody's different, and mine can go better from here or whatever. I'm open to it. For me, this is not like life or death. I want that, but I'm also handling my business on the back end. So whether I go through NACA or I go through another option, I will be buying a home. So just take notes. Anyway, so yeah, just have your paperwork. Try to come with a positive attitude and do what you have to do. And try not to take what they do personal. So, and if you have to transfer, do that. So I hope this helped you guys. I wish you nothing but the best and success. And if you already went through NACA, you have any tips, please feel free to comment below. The Facebook group will be in the description box for you all, so just check that out. And I will be back with phase 3, whatever that might be. All right, peace, guys.